All right, so talking about extraction of metal, on this channel we're going to be discussing the extractions of metal, the different approaches and what it means to extract metal. All right, so in the industry, a lot of industry make use of metal for different purposes and for different reasons. Now, so in a bid to get enough metal for their production, there's a need to extract metal from different sources or different channels. And so industrially, there is a need to extract these metals. So now, of all the elements that are known, about 80 known elements are metals. About 80 of them are known to be metals. You know, science is revolving and there is a whole lot of improvement and discoveries everywhere at every point in time. So, but at about 80 known elements are metals. Now, metals exist in free states and in combined states. All right, metals, they are either seen in free states or they exist in a combined state. So now, what do we mean by free state? When we say metals are seen in free states, there are some metals that when you find them, they occur alone. They stand alone. They are not combined with any other elements. They just stand alone. They are seen alone. If it is gold, you can find, for instance, gold. Gold is always in a free state. All right, most times when people want to mine gold or they find gold in a particular environment, they try to dig deep, and the only thing they bring out of that particular area would be gold, not gold combined with something else. It's just gold. For instance, silver as well in a free state. So they occur as free state. So when you say a metal is found in a free state, it means that it does not combine, it is not combined with any other element. It just stands alone on its own. All right. So metals can exist in free state or in a combined state. When I say combined state, I mean combined with some other element. So they will have to, extract, after extracting that combined compound, they would have to now extract that particular metal from the combined compound. Do you understand? For instance, you have sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is a compound. So if I want to extract sodium, I can extract sodium from sodium chloride. I will just look for a way to remove the sodium from the chlorine. Do you understand? So sodium in sodium chloride is in a combined state. Okay, so also the existence of this metal are related to their reactivity. The way they react is determined by how they exist. The way they exist is determined by how they react. So when we talk about the reactivity of metal, we are talking about how aggressive this metal are, how how fast they get into reaction. All right, there are some metals that would want to react and they react very fast with other elements. Do you understand? Why some are moderately reactive, some are not really reactive, they are passive. But there are some metals that are very active. Just like we have human beings. I'll relate it with human beings. Human beings, when we talk about temperament, there are some human beings that are they have high temperament. Do you understand? They are very temperamental. So they are very reactive. You don't go around them anyhow. They misbehave, they get angry on time, things like that. So chemistry will call that reactivity. So now there are some metals like that are very reactive. They are very aggressive when it comes to reaction. And some of them are moderately reactive and some of them are not really reactive like that. They are just easygoing, kind, gentle, and all of that. So now these metals are said to be the least reactive metal. So we can categorize metal into three: the most reactive metal, the very reactive metals, the moderately reactive metals, and the least reactive metals. Now, how do they exist in form? When we want to extract them, these metals, how do they exist? Which of them are found in a combined state? Which of them are found in a free state? Let's look at it. So the next point says that the most reactive metals are found as chlorides or trioxocarbonate 4. So that means that, for instance, an example of a very reactive metal is sodium. So that means if I want to look for sodium, or I want to extract sodium, I need to go and look for the chloride of sodium. If I want to extract potassium, I need to go and find the chloride of potassium, or the trioxocarbonate of sodium, or the trioxocarbonate of potassium. When I say trioxocarbonate of sodium, I mean Na2CO3. Trioxocarbonate of potassium, K2CO3. Alright, sodium chloride, NaCl. Potassium chloride, KCl. So I need to look for these chlorides and trioxocarbonate of this metal before I can extract the very reactive ones. Alright, but the moderately reactive ones, I need to get their oxide or their sulfide. For instance, if I need to extract zinc, zinc is moderately reactive. It is not very aggressive, but it goes into reaction. So if I need to extract zinc, I would have to look for the oxide of zinc, like ZnO, zinc oxide. Alright, or I look for the sulfide of zinc, ZnS, you know, that is zinc sulfide. Or if it is lead is moderately reactive, I can look for the oxide of lead, PbO, or I look for the sulfide of lead, PbS. So these are moderately reactive metals. Now, the least reactive metals are the ones that are usually found in a free state. You can't find them in a combined state. So the question is, what are the metals that can be found in a combined state? You have to mention the very reactive metals and the moderately reactive metals. The ones in free state are the least reactive metals. So I gave you examples of this, some of the examples of these metals. Most reactive, sodium and potassium. Moderately reactive, zinc and lead. And the least reactive, gold and silver. I hope you understand this lesson. So this is an introductory aspect to the extractions of metal. If you have any question, you can drop it in the comments below, and please remember to subscribe to this channel so that you can receive notification as we drop new videos. Thank you for listening.